The recent rise of the new Free Republic of Florida has caught the mainstream media totally off guard. They can't defeat us. They're losing at every single turn, and they are in a state of full retreat. It used to be just the governor, but then it was Byron Donalds, then Michael Waltz. I'm sure many of you remember lower left Pam Bondi. Then Blaise Ingoglia, chairman of the Florida Republican Party. We've talked about Ms. Salazar, Representative Salazar. Wait until you hear our Lieutenant Governor speak when she does. Jeanette Nunez in the far lower right. Yesterday, we covered an event with the First Lady, and she took on reporters, and they tried to corner her, and she's not even an elected official, and she defeated them. They are totally perplexed, they are defeated, and they are running scared because they don't know how to deal with educated people talking about conservatism who are unafraid, who no longer care about the opinions of the media, and that's what it really boils down to. You see, after decades of the quote-unquote Florida man meme and people denigrating Floridians, eventually you get a thick enough skin that you don't care. Now, unfortunately, yesterday during our event, my camera battery died for the last 3 minutes, and it was truly the best part of it. If you want to see the entire thing, you can find it. Literally, it's only 1 day old at my channel. But we're going to do the last 3 minutes, and you can listen to our First Lady, who was not even scheduled to take questions, decide to go ahead and field a few, and listen to her knock them out of the park. It is absolutely an amazing, amazing thing to see. Give me 1 second to get the microphone set and the volume adjusted. You're going to want to stick around for this.
Sure. If you could explain a little bit about how you're going to connect some of the athletes going with the students. Will it be
It's a great question.
videos like this?
Yep. It's a great question. Yeah, it's a great question because another thing that I heard, and I think Dr. Hall would say too, and just going around and listening to students, when they're scanning social media and they're looking at Snapchat or they're looking at Facebook, I don't know how many kids look at Facebook. I look at Facebook. When you're looking at that, you see so much negativity. The kids told me, wouldn't it be great to have a counterweight, a counterbalance to that, to have some hope and optimism. So when they're on social and they're seeing all these things that are making them feel down, boy, you see these guys and gals talking about persevering, talking about having hope. I had a tough time. You can get through it too. It's going to be okay. That is going to be a big deal. So the private sector is big with this too. We're going to be micro-targeting kids, hopefully to their Snapchats, wherever they are, to provide these messages from people like Peyton Manning and Joey Logano and all the guys you just saw a second ago and gals. So I think that's going to be something special. You know, relatability and being able to hear someone's story, to be able to see that these athletes, like Corey Simon said, they put on their helmet, they're Teflon, but at the same time they're human. And they go through problems, and they persevere. And if kids can see that and be like, man, if they can admit that they've gone through some tough times, maybe that'll give me a little bit of hope that this too shall pass, and it'll be okay. I just have to persevere. So I think it's a big deal. It's a good question because we've got to get in front of their eyeballs.
Good morning. Just a lot of stresses do start at home, and I do need to ask the governor to that point, if you can speak to those, like maybe wives who are now 4 months waiting for unemployment benefits. Because those issues are
President, you guys have something on topic, we're happy to do it.
Can I say that for the stress component, I would say this. Opening the schools and opening the economy is one of the greatest things you can do to the emotional well-being of everybody of this state. And so, therefore, I am so proud of everything that the governor has done from the very beginning to look at the data and the evidence and make the best decision possible for our children and our families. And as far as it pertains to our children, I'm going to be doing everything that I can do to give them hope so they can persevere through life's challenges. And I am so thrilled that we have so many great institutions across the state. I mean, when we look at the list from NASCAR to the LPGA to the Magic to the Bucks, the World Series, the World Champions, the Bucks, it's a big deal. So we're excited to be able to do this, and so we're.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, so that reporter that asked that knew that it was an inappropriate question to ask the First Lady. It was a question for the governor, talking about some specific delay in unemployment benefits for some specific person and all this kind of stuff. They've been trying to corner the governor on this for months. And most of these reporters don't do any vetting. They just take any old statement, kind of like the VAERS website, the VAERS website, the vaccine adverse thing. Anybody can report anything they want there. They can say space aliens came down and probed them because they got vaccine. And you can report, and that will show up on the VAERS website. So that's not even a real thing to use statistics from VAERS without vetting it, because none of that's vetted. Just like in this particular case. And here's another thing that the very liberal media has tried to corner the governor on about eligible residents turned away at Miami-Dade vaccine site. Well, you see, what they don't tell you here in this article is that it was a federally run FEMA site. I mean, they do tell you, but it's way down. Way, way down. You got to keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And you go down here and you find out that it's not a state of Florida site. The doctor's note, apparently they didn't take a doctor's note because it was on a phone and not written, will now be accepted at the site, which opened Wednesday as the first location in South Florida established by FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency. See, what they try to do here in the first 9 paragraphs and the title is make you believe that somehow Florida is not doing a good job when Florida had nothing to do with this. We allowed the federal government to come in and do their thing alongside of us. And knowing they were going to do a poor job, we have stepped up different areas and done these pods and done all sorts of different things to get people taken care of at their request voluntarily. At their request voluntarily. Millions and millions of people, and the media is perplexed. They're losing at every turn they can defeat. None of us. Some people ask me about, what do you think about Biden this, or what do you think about Biden that? I don't. I literally don't. Most of the people of Florida now don't really even see us as part of what was the former failed United States. California, failed governments, completely collapsed, trying to recall their governor in a ridiculous effort, because who are you going to replace him with? You're not. You're going to replace him with another idiot. It's exchanging one idiot for another in California. What's going on in New York is so well covered. The leader of their liberal big city, de Blasio, hates the leader of their liberal state, Cuomo, for this, that, or the other, and they're eating each other alive. There's not a blue state you can go to. Gretchen Whitmer, probably the 3rd most disliked governor. Meanwhile, here in Florida, united government, united governance, people that trust those in positions of power across the board, whether it's the governor, Byron Donalds, our lieutenant governor, chairman of the Republican Party, our first lady, Congressman Waltz. You see, this is what happens when you have good governance, educated governance, people all pulling in the same direction, and not arguing and debating just for the sake of arguing and debating. We believe in our governor. We believe in our government. And that translates to all sorts of, we have faith in our security forces. faith in our police, faith in our fire. We aren't suspicious of them. They're our friends, they're our neighbors, they're our allies. We are all on the same sheet of music in virtual unanimity. And this is what the mainstream liberal MSM media cannot wrap their head around. The idea that they can't go into a state and cause division. Because that's what they literally do. They go in and just try to cause division just for the sake of it. That's their mission. And it's failing in Florida. This is how you win. And I use this picture because we have people from all walks of life, all backgrounds. Blazing Golia is from New York. Miss Salazar is the daughter of Cuban exiles. A lot of transplants here, but we all have one mission, and that's to take care of each other. And while we pray for other states, and we don't wish ill on other states, and we hope they come into the light, as far as anything that goes on above the northern border of Florida, not really our business. We hope Georgia fixes its problems. We hope Texas gets its power grid out of the hands of the casino operators that caused this problem. But we're going to go forward. And we're going to operate as a new free republic. Now, just a few minutes ago, the governor of Florida got done speaking at a live press conference. Later on, I'm going to put that up, probably as a live, so that you can listen to him defeat even more reporters. And you can listen to the tone of their voice, and you can see how defeated they are, how they don't even try anymore, how they've realized they have to now ask real and good pertinent questions, or they're just going to get knocked over the right field wall, figuratively speaking. So I will leave it there. God bless. Have a happy week. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.